if you were to purchase TRB, I mean, like for example, if you purchase it down here, you would, right now, you'd be up 45%. At the top, you'd be up about 112. And it has actually been doing a really good job, just gradually inclining. Check out TRB. You can pretty much bet on it to just keep going.
YFI, you're in finance.
A lot of people don't know this, but it's worth $3,445 right now. At least on the hourly, it looks like it's holding above the 50% fib retracement line. If we do close on the hourly and then the 4 hourly above the 3,440 line here, then I would say the next leg up is going to be about 3,800. So remember when we drew this Fibonacci retracement level like last week? If it moves above this giant wedge that's building up here, this red wedge here, then I don't know what, I mean, it's new price discovery as far as I'm concerned for Link. So it's just still growing. In
the beginning of the month, it was at $7 and I sold right after this big dump, which at $17 yesterday. Welcome to your weekly trading Tuesdays. Play the music. I think it's frozen, but that's okay. Welcome back to your weekly installment of Trading Tuesdays. Or I'm your host, the Bank of Eryka. And Ty, if you want to introduce yourself.
Hello, my name's Ty. I'm the CCO of FOMO Hunt, and we trade charts here.
Very cool. And I heart Satoshi, and we have Hopium today, but there's a lot of reason why we have Hopium. A lot of reason. So to start it off, if you just want to show my screen, Matt. So a lot of people were very excited about MicroStrategy's buy. So MicroStrategy is the largest publicly traded business intelligence company valued at $1.3 billion. And they just upped their holdings $175 million more in Bitcoin this week. And he says that it is because he sees Bitcoin as a safer, better haven for his extra cash than the dollar. So shout out, oh, here we go. It says superior, calling crypto superior to cash. So shout out to Michael. Actually, I met Michael before. He has a villa in Miami and he's actually very nice gentleman. And I play the drums at his house. So play the drum clip, Matt.
Clout.
So you could take that. You could take it down now, Matt. So for today's show, we are going to cover the usual coins, Bitcoin, Ethereum, talk again like last week about the Bitcoin CME Gap. We're going to do a little XRP because, as some of you may know, Ripple is talking about forking, which is making an unhappy community already more unhappy. We will talk about meme coin, Sushi, and ZZZ Finance. So if you want to get started, Ty, let's start with the lovely king of cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin.
Great. All right, let me pull up my screen. Okay. Let me know when you can see.
And we got you.
All right. So Bitcoin is really, it always is our catalyst for all things crypto, because without Bitcoin, we don't really have crypto in the first place. So it's also the catalyst for every single direction we move in. So up or down, you can claim that your coin has the ability to negatively correlate with Bitcoin, but chances are it doesn't. So where does that leave us with Bitcoin right now? Well, we're actually somehow, I don't really understand how, but somehow we actually made it above the 10,600 level. It's about 10,600, 10,580, somewhere in that range. That seems to be like our golden range, or at least price level that we have to stay above. You can see 10th of February, 2020, we got rejected here around that same level, somewhat getting to that level on the 1st of June. Same thing for 21st of October in 2019. And then, of course, there's all kinds of previous price data here. So This level seems to be very, very unique, and it is kind of like our catalyst for staying bullish or staying bearish. So we want to stay above this level. That is like for sure. The good news is, if you look at the monthly actually does not look as bad as the things might seem. So we can actually see we're still above that level on the monthly. The candle doesn't even look that bad. It doesn't look nearly as bad as it might seem on the smaller time frames. So if you just zoom out, then things, it's a lot more positive. So that's good news there. However, there is, and this is also like coming off the back end of the news that Eryka just talked about with MicroStrategy purchasing more Bitcoin. Not the first time it's happened; it's the second time, and that's because, of course, they believe that Bitcoin seems to be the better safe haven, even than gold. Because obviously they could take their money, put it into gold. That is considered a safe haven. But for whatever reason, they decided Bitcoin was the better alternative than gold. And so they decided to invest not once, but twice. So that's good for Bitcoin, obviously, but we do need to take a closer look at some price analysis a little closer, because in the short term to midterm, we could see a return to what is on the CME Gap at 9.6K. So if I go now to our CME gaps here, you can see we bounced off the top of 9,840, which is okay. That's fine, but we didn't fill this gap here. And I have a very sinking suspicion that we are going to fill this gap. And my fear is that I don't really know how it's going to happen, but if we get rejected maybe at 11.1K, which I'll go back to the other Bitcoin chart in a second to show you the resistances. But if we get rejected at 11.1K, that could be very problematic for us because that would mean that we could just do like a retest down here to 9.6K. And if that happens, it's really going to hurt alts. Not so much Bitcoin. Obviously, Bitcoin is long-term, doesn't really matter. But it really could hurt alts in the short to midterm because they're already getting hurt as it is with this price movement, down and up. So not a great time for alts, at least right now. I would wait for more confirmation before going like deep into some of these altcoins, especially the ones on Uniswap with, not a whole lot of liquidity. But again, going back to our Bitcoin chart here, the big resistances are going to be right towards the bottom of this range. You can see this wick here, and these three really make up about 11.2, somewhere in like 11.2, 11.1. Even 11,000 is also like proper resistance, just psychologically, even if it doesn't show up on the charts necessarily. So that's going to be our big thing that we've got to cross. There was another thing, I don't think I have it on this chart, but I had like a wedge that was forming that Bitcoin was actually able to break above. And I think that's what we have here. It's actually above the wedge I posted on Twitter, but I don't have it here. So that's kind of like Bitcoin and CME. And that's a wrap up for that.
Yeah. And that's what we talked about last week too, is that it always has to fill the CME gap. And this is also why we don't like traditional finance, because what the heck? Just because markets close and markets are inefficient and because banks are only open from 9 to 5, that's when the financial system has to stop. Doesn't make any sense. But also, it's okay that has happened, but we have evolved. 24/7 markets are a thing, and we don't like your little weird CME gap where nobody who's betting on futures actually has to hold the asset. They have no skin in the game. And yeah, so if a Bitcoin does retrace to 9,600, we know why, but the ceiling, the next level of resistance is $11,200.
That is correct.
Cool. So let's move on to the next one. Lovely Ethereum. Ethereum is currently sitting at $364. It is down 3% today. It has a market cap of $41 billion. And over the last 24 hours, it did a volume of $17 billion.
Right. And I think we actually drew this little green line here last week on the Trading Tuesday show, which showed like what was going to be support. Turns out it was. So that's helpful. And the other thing that's good, at least for now, is that we ended up reaching just above here. Let me get on a bigger time frame here. On the weekly, we can see that we're just above the 50%, which is that huge crucial level that Ethereum needs to remain above to essentially remain bullish, because you can see here, this is a rejection back in 2017 of June. This is also a rejection in August, until finally we broke above that level to go for 1600 from about 360. And you can see it got rejected here. You can see it has support here, and then this is a big dump here. So you can see this is a pretty crucial level. Like, we gotta stay above this level to remain bullish. And that's huge, because Ethereum is going to control a lot of the alt market, at least until Binance Smart Chain becomes, more usable, or just more products are being built on it. So right now, we're staying above that level, but I also drew a what looks to be like an ascending triangle. And if it's kind of breaking to the bottom of that, that could spell disaster. That doesn't necessarily mean anything just yet, but it could be giving us kind of an early warning sign that we are going to dip below 360 again. If that happens again, you could probably be looking at like 325, maybe 300. Shoot, I mean, yeah, so, 305, something like that.
Okay, so you're saying that if we don't break 360, then we are going to dip below?
I would say the best indicator that you could have to remain bullish on Ethereum is if we can again close above the $360 on the weekly. We have 5 days until we do that, until we have a close. And if we don't, then that's kind of like a more bearish scenario. And then coupled with anything Bitcoin does, if it goes to 9.6K, you're almost you're guaranteed to go back below the level.
Yeah.
So.
And Bitcoin dominance right now, it's about 57%, which is lowest. I mean, it's the lowest I've seen in a while.
Yeah, it might just go back up after a drop and pump. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. So if Ethereum doesn't cross 360 on the weekly, currently it is above 360. We will probably see a nice little dump, but who knows? Whatever happens in the global markets, who knows what's going to happen? But we will make our best guesses for you, the viewers who want us to read charts for them. Cool.
Right. So what's the next one we have?
The next one is XRP Ripple. And I know that this is like a super hated cryptocurrency, and there are many valid reasons as to why. But the reason we wanted to talk about this today was because I don't know if you guys have heard, but Ripple is actually having a fork. They have a partner called Flare that's launching a new crypto asset, and it is called Spark. The fork will happen and people will get one-to-one tokens. Who knows which exchanges are going to support this? But it is a Turing complete smart contract platform integrating the Ethereum virtual machine into Spark. So being able to do smart contracts on XRP, who knows what this will do? The press I've reading about it is already pretty bad. It says the XRP fork is unlikely to succeed. Ripple continues to face angry investors. This is from Cointelegraph. So there is definitely some questions looming about this fork. And then plus, like, why are they trying to do an Ethereum virtual machine? Are they trying to also Uniswap it up? Who knows? People definitely want that liquidity. So the big thing about forks that always happen is, do people hold their funds until the fork happens, or do they just ride it up with the original coin and sell right before the fork and just get the gains because people want more of the forked coin? I don't know. Depends. We will see, but the charts will tell us, Ty. So if you want to show us your screen.
Yeah, sure. It's the whole forking thing. Huh?
Yeah, just real quick. So if XRP is currently at 24 cents, it is down 1.4% today. And its market cap is, what is this? $10 billion. And its volume today is about $1 billion.
It always amazes me. When I look at the XRP chart and just see how long people have been holding this thing and just support it. I mean, you're either really loyal and smart, for holding it this long and being a supporter for this long, or, you know, I don't know. I will also say, like, with the whole forking thing, I don't really understand the point of forking XRP. I think there's better options out there. Don't really know what the purpose is, but that's just my personal opinion. But you can see this chart. This is not exactly what you want to see. And by the way, this is over a 2-year period. This is from May 2018 to now.
Wow.
That's depressing. If you're a holder from 89 cents around here somewhere, this is, by the way, this is Binance. So this is the tether pairing to Binance. So 2018, XRP got this tether pairing. And there must have been some people who bought at $1.48 at the top of this wick here. I'd be very depressed. I mean, what is this now? Let's see what this is down. This is almost 83% down. I've even seen people go like get mortgages and go all in on XRP, stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, it's not good. I've never been a huge supporter of XRP, but what does the chart say, right?
Yeah.
Well,
XRP has more Illuminati symbolism than any other coin I've ever seen.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting. So the chart says basically somewhere along the lines of, yes, we have pumps here and there. We got pump here, yes, this one here. But the problem is, if you've been paying attention to the news, you'll know that a lot of these pumps result in dumps immediately after, because Ripple, the company, was selling off their tokens. And I think they've been selling off their tokens to survive and kind of removing a lot of the utility. I mean, there's billions of isn't there billions of tokens anyways?
I mean, total
there's some absurd amount.
Is what is this number? 99 billion. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The circulating supply is 45 billion. And isn't the rumors, I mean, and the max supply is, what is this? 100 billion. So whatever 1 billion is locked up somewhere.
Yeah, they have like an escrow and all that.
Sorry, actually 1 million is locked up somewhere roughly.
Okay. Yeah, back in the day in 2017, 2018, even before that, the cool thing to do was to have a massive token supply. I don't really know why. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, you're seeing a lot more like Uniswap projects come out and say, hey, we're just going to, max it out at like 28,000. Like, for instance, I think with YFI or Meme or something like that. A lot of these new projects are saying, hey, let's just max it out. It just has a better opportunity to be more scarce and for the investor to value the asset more. But when you have billions of tokens, it just kind of removes all that from there. And then you have to just rely on the company to just do what they say they're going to do. Problem is they haven't. But anyways, going back to the chart, because that's what we're trying to focus on here. The chart says that there is a pump here, and that's cool and all, but this is not good. So we're still below this giant channel here, and this channel tells all, because this channel it's been very consistent since 2018, which is also, again, why it's very depressing, because people have been holding it for that long, expecting some kind of pump outside of this, and there's just been new low after new low, and it's just disappointing. But with all that being said, the chart says, and even on the daily, if we take a look, it is still below this giant channel. Stayed above for a couple days, more than a couple days, maybe a couple weeks actually. But upon a recent drop, I think September 2nd, that's probably the Bitcoin drop, it has not retained or stayed above that level. And there's really, I mean, you could use Fibonacci levels as well. In fact, we just might do that just to throw it in here, just to see what happens. Fibonacci levels, where are you? I'm gonna go from not the wick, but oh, look at that. Would you look at that?
Your Fibonacci levels are set? What?
I know.
I wish I could pull up my charts. My charts are cute. They're pink.
Oh yeah. Yeah, these Fibonacci levels, I swear, like every single time we use them, it's just like dead accurate.
It's
so like this is exactly. And so like this is, I mean, this could be good. Could be good if it kind of corners into this channel here and the Fibonacci level. It could be good, right? We'll see what happens. But if you don't hold that 618 level here at 23 cents, it's not looking good after that.
All right, guys, you hear that, XRP holders? 23 cents. Otherwise, you're going down, and the charts don't lie. Sometimes they're just a little wrong. But we'll see,
Sure.
because if there is a fork that's happening, and the rumors that I'm hearing is that people are like, well, I want to get this forked coin. You might see an uptick. So maybe we're doing some XRP promotion right now. Look, it's green. Uh-oh. People are going to hate us for this.
Oh, well.
Okay. Oh, well. All right. Next up is meme coin. So meme coin is one of those DeFi tokens that I think we called a long time ago. I feel like I might have some meme just laying around. Now, meme is up 91% today. And actually, I do have meme. Now I remember. I do have meme. Because
Good.
Ty and I discussed that meme is probably one of those coins that's going to be like another Doge, but of Ethereum Uniswap land. So meme's current price is $226. It's up 91% today. It has a market cap of $6 million. And its 24-hour volume has traded about $3.7 million today.
Excellent. And I just want to point out that this was supposed to be, it started out as a joke. It was literally a joke to start out with. It wasn't even a coin until this community decided, hey, let's just make it anyways. Let's just do it. And so I think Matt was telling me they spent like $400 just making the coin, minting it on the gas fees for Ethereum. And they ended up just coming up with meme, or the generator as it's called.
Teach-ins.
Yes. And so what happened yesterday was Andre Cronje, I don't know how to say his name, but he's the guy that created YFI. And he basically just tweeted out like, hey, he liked the idea of NFTs on the meme, or the meme tokens representing NFTs basically. And so what has kind of happened now is there's now a renewed interest in meme because Andre decided to, I think he purchased this. Yeah, he purchased this. I think it was at like 78 Ethereum. Yeah. So this is like I don't know, it's a legendary meme or something. It's like art basically. And NFTs are doing really well right now. And so now I guess meme is now a NFT hosting token where mostly memes are on it and they're valuable. Mm-hmm. So now the price is going up, basically. Mm-hmm. But there is a little dump here, and we'll see where it could retrace if it does, and it obviously is right now. Mm-hmm. I already drew the Fibonacci retracement levels, and the first level obviously is 262. That's at the 786. I mean, this is highly overbought, I bet. Let's see. What does RSI say? Not that bad. RSI doesn't say it's super overbought, but and if it does a little retrace, it's the 786. You could have a recovery back up to the 300s. We'll see what happens. But the next level after that's going to be 206. So really anywhere between, I think 206 is a solid number. That's our previous support here. There's only so many tokens with meme. It's getting some more love because of NFTs. NFTs are popping off. So it started out as a joke, but it's actually like now a valid investment. So if you can get your hands on some, might as well try. You can look at anywhere between 200 to, I'd say like 268, somewhere in that range. That seems like a pretty good buy zone. If you can get your hands on it for that much, maybe try it. And I would obviously just see what happens. This is a huge pump here. So you could maybe count on some like buyer's remorse, maybe people selling off just a little bit. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, when I see two like big candles like that, I'm like, ooh, it has to go down a little bit.
Yeah. When you see like these big dump offs, and the thing is, it's not a very liquid coin. It's not like there's a ton of volume or a ton of market cap. Yeah, $6 million. I mean, it was a joke.
Yeah.
So you're going to see these giant candles whenever this stuff happens because people are taking the opportunity when they can to sell off, and it's going to move the market because there's only so many tokens and it's very illiquid. So
perfect. Well, that is meme coin. If you guys have questions, look it up because you always have to do your own research because it's not financial advice.
Definitely not, especially when we're talking about a meme coin.
Yeah, exactly. So next up is sushi. So we covered sushi last time too. The sushi chef the Sushi pump and dump, and then Binance International listed Sushi after like kimchi came out. I don't know, who knows, but I think that there was definitely some foul play going on. So Sushi Swap is currently sitting at $1.77. It is down 29% today. Its market cap is $198 million and its volume is $536 million.
Well,
look at that chart.
I know. I thought we might have some good news on this show, but it seems as though that is not going to be the case, and that is it's a little depressing for a lot of people who thought Sushi was going to really pop off. But so what I drew here is a long forming wedge that it is pretty much been invalidated because of a recent drop that we just had. So I also had some what are called Bollinger Bands. So I want to talk about this because I haven't been able to teach a new thing for a while. So the new thing is Bollinger Bands. What do they do? Well, when you have these, the top and bottom and the top of these bands, and then you have this little middle, it's like the median of these bands. What that means is the farther they are away, the more volatile the asset. So if you have a Bollinger Band that gets really tight, is what they're called. So basically the band's getting tight. Then you know that a move is about to take place. So right here where the bands are getting really tight, you know that something's about to happen. Of course, it does. We have a drop here, and then another drop that's going to exit this wedge here, more than likely. And the next level for support is around 118. After that, you're looking at like 66 cents. I really hope that it does find some support soon. I only have a little bit in Sushi, but I know that a lot of people have a lot more. And people have been hoping that this thing does something, but it might not.
I mean, all of these coins are named after food. I'm just like, I would never. I mean, I'll trade it myself because I have my own risk tolerance, but
yeah.
I mean, we'll see. I think
Bakery Swap just exit scammed like today, actually. And that's on the Binance Smart Chain. Bakery Swap.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like just a new one, you know.
Guys, learn how to cook muffins and make them and sell them, and then put little bees for Bitcoin on for mass adoption.
Yeah, just don't buy anything with bakery in it.
Exactly. Okay, now anything else on Sushi?
No, just hopes and prayers.
Yeah, that's a really elaborate chart, by the way. I like how you did those Bollinger Bands.
Thank you.
So up next is ZZZ Finance. And I know this is the favorite of some friends of mine. ZZZ is up to $255 today. It's up 31% today. And the market cap, we don't know. The 24-hour volume is $857,000. So yeah, let's see the charts.
So there is, I don't even know what ZZZ does, but the chart looks good because this is, you can kind of use this as an exception. This big candle here, and of course this dump here. The range is mostly inside of this triangle. And you can call it a pennant triangle, whatever you want to call it. But that it's kind of telling us like where this had to make a decision, either down or up. And it broke here, and it looks like it's going to make a move up. And the good news is it's doing exactly what you'd want it to do at these kind of levels, at least following the pattern. And it even got itself above the 786, which is a great sign. So it broke these resistance levels here and here. This was a brief support level. You had a big breakdown here, but of course it's kind of held itself together. And then somewhat support and resistance here. And obviously this is a big resistance here. So that's where we're at right now. So this is a very good level. If we can stay above the 786, above $244, then that would be awesome. Because that would, from here at the bottom, from where we are right now to the top, looking at a 331% gain. That's pretty sick. So there you go.
Possible, possibilities to go back up to all-time highs. That is always the goal. But yeah, I'm not going to say anything negative about it. So I think that's it for the coins that we were covering. I hope that you guys saw today. What is that? Mad Money?
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I just remember watching him like growing up, or he was like always on the TV, but he's like crazy, and he like presses buttons and all these crazy things go up. I forget his name now. But anyways, he was on a show with Pomp, and he earned some major cred in my book because
Jim Cramer.
Jim Cramer, yeah. So if you watch the show that I do with Gator Bitcoin, I'm pretty sure he's a Cramer fan because we've got some Cramer memes that are just like sitting around.
Yeah.
But definitely,
he mistakenly called Nancy Pelosi crazy Nancy.
Was that
on that was like on live television, and he apologized for it, but
it's too
late.
It was
funny.
It's been canceled.
Yeah,
but no, he talks about. I mean, I was just listening to part of his show this morning, the show that he had with Pomp, and he just talks about how it's important for young people, and he's like, my kids. It's so funny. Like, he's just so adorable. I feel like, because he's like, my kids, they're not going to be able to know how to use gold. And the problem with gold is that what happens if they don't know where I hid it? And I'm like, exactly. I mean, Bitcoin is digital gold for a reason, because you can cross borders with your wealth intact by just remembering a 12 to 24 word seed phrase. You don't even need a device to keep your wealth intact, stored on the blockchain, with gold, with cash, and definitely with money that's stored in the bank. If you need to flee your country, it's not going to happen, at least not without you being able to maintain your wealth. So we definitely love the innovation. Thank you, Satoshi.
Hey.
So yeah, that's it. I mean, that's it for the show today. We had a pretty short, trying some new stuff for you guys. So please always, I know a lot of these coins we cover because it is per request. So if you do have requests for different coins that you would like us to show, please let us know.
Yes. And I guess we don't really have like the live comments coming in yet, but I think it'll come back. So when that happens, we'll be able to like properly do requests. So
yeah, for sure. Let's see. That's it. Anything else you want to talk about, Ty?
I think we covered everything pretty much.
FOMO hunt? Nothing?
Yeah, I mean, we're, go to FOMOhunt.com. Check us out. We're still in MVP stage. So, yeah, I mean, we're updating our data. That's an important thing that we're working on now. We'll have another 2-week update coming out this Friday. So check us out.
Cool. And I have been writing for Escape Artist Insiders magazine, which is a magazine that helps you preserve your wealth, pass on generational wealth, get second passports, get, international movement, especially in a world that if you have only a US passport, you are stuck here in the United States. Actually, just kidding. You can go to Mexico and some parts of Africa. But other than that, you're seeing a lot of places shut off US citizens. The US passport is not as wonderful and widely accepted as it used to be. So if you are thinking about trying to leave the US or, just having options, people will pay for options. That's why Bitcoin is so valuable, because it is an option. When you see that, or if you would like to learn things about that, please go to blockchaincenter.com/expat, and you can subscribe to that magazine. I do contribute to it regularly, and next month I'm going to be on the cover of it, which is pretty exciting because the only other people on the cover of it, are like super smart, like already established guys. So you guys keep your eye out for that.
I'm gonna hit you up on that. I gotta get out of here.
Okay. Right. I mean, it's always good to have options. It's always good if you want investment in other countries and like visa via investment, second passports, they're never going to hurt you. So
facts.
Wish she was an option. No cap. What does that mean? Mike G. Thank you. All right. Well, thank you again, you guys, and enjoy your Tuesday. We will see you next Tuesday with some easy picks. Also, buy any swap, not pumping it, but buy any swap.
Yeah, hopefully Bitcoin's up by then.
Yeah,
and alts.
I mean, that's the thing is like right now. Oh, this is also what I wanted to say. Right now, in a market that we are days away from the election, there is going to be such global unrest. And if you look at here, actually, Matt, if you could just show my screen really quickly. I had Ty draw this for me for an article that I wrote. But it is the relation. Yeah, there we go. It's the relationship of Bitcoin to the US dollar to gold. And you see that Bitcoin and gold, stores of value, they're relatively correlated. But when you see the US dollar, it is almost exactly opposite. So when you see this, I mean, I know a lot of people, they move into cash positions before they feel like there's unrest going on, but we are projected to be at a deficit of, I think, $3.7 trillion this year. And next year, we're projected to be at a deficit of $2.1 trillion. Not to mention the fact that we also added, it was about $4.6 trillion in terms of stimulus. And the second stimulus package hasn't come out yet. So I would just say that if you are looking for safe haven assets, people, I know they like to be in cash, but your cash is not worth as much. Look at this chart. It's definitely not worth as much. So
I want to point out, I think Bitcoin has actually become more positively correlated to gold since that big crash in March. You can see like that big dump there, even on the dollar. That one on the DXY.
This is the coronavirus crash, the pandemic.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I think it's actually become even more correlated with gold since then. Because before that, people were saying, oh, it's not a safe haven asset. It's not positively correlated with gold, blah, blah, blah. Now, people aren't really saying that because it is directly correlated with gold. Or, I don't know, there could be some manipulation involved with the correlation of gold. I don't know. I mean, gold's definitely manipulated at this point, right? I mean, paper trading, yeah.
Yeah, we don't know what the max supply is of gold. And I don't know if we ever are going to know. Because in 1933, when FDR made everybody give their gold back to the bank, it was like, okay, that was in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
So do we really know how much gold is out there? We don't know. So this is why we love digital assets, native digital assets, because you don't need to trust anymore. You can verify that there is only 21 million Bitcoins that are going to be in existence. And as long as you can read a blockchain, and specifically for software developers, you can absolutely verify that what we are touting is correct. So.
Yeah, and now MicroStrategy just took away 0.18% of the total supply. So now you have even less. And then plus, people have lost some. So you're looking at maybe 16, 17 million left. Yeah. It's going very quick.
And then plus you see the stock to flow ratio, right? The way that Bitcoins are distributed, new Bitcoins are distributed into the ecosystem is mathematically sound. It is very predictable, and it is the most controlled inflation that has happened. Even with gold, we didn't know how much new gold would be entering the market at a certain time, and we still don't know the hard cap. So, we love Bitcoin, Plan B, our king. Thank you, Bitcoin, and thank you, Satoshi.
Hard cap, no cap.
Awesome. Well, all right. Thank you guys for watching. And if you have any suggestions or would like to speak to Ty and I, our Twitter handles are in the bottom. So,
yay.
Bye.
Peace.